Hi everyone. In this recording, we're going to discuss the F1. So this is the briefing session for the F1 for BMN 3 for 2021. So before we begin with the actual assignment and looking at it and unpacking what's expected of you in the questions, first we must discuss the non-negotiables. Now, many of you remember all of this from last year. Some of you paid attention to it. Some of you chose to disregard it. Please do remember that BMN 3 is an NQF level 7 course, which actually means that I have to be a little bit more circumspect, a little bit more strict when I mark the referencing. Okay, so errors in referencing, incorrect referencing, you're going to get marked down. Bear in mind that if you don't do referencing, you take large chunks from the textbook, you you take even like a 2 sentences word for word from the textbook, and you don't use inverted commas. All of that is a plagiarism penalty, and unfortunately at third year level the penalty is minus 100%. Yes, so please guys, we have been emphasizing this about referencing and plagiarism since first year. The rules remain the same, even though the method of delivery of this course might have altered and we're using technology, the rules of referencing remain the same. Okay, so please don't forget, if you don't reference, that is if you don't give me in-text references and you don't give me a reference list, or you copy chunks from the textbook or from a source, then that is plagiarism. Okay, now let's discuss what is in-text referencing and how it needs to be done and what is the correct method. So many of you last year, I would have ringed your assignments. I would have said incorrect in-text referencing or reference list incorrect. These are some of the most common referencing errors that students make. I'm at BMH now for 6 years, and I compiled this little document to discuss and just to give you an overview of some of the most common referencing errors. Okay, so the first thing students make a mistake about is they'll put the surname, comma, the initial in text. So in text means in the body of your essay. According to the Harvard referencing system, all you have to do is write according to the surname, the year, and if you have a page number, then colon and the page number. If you've just taken the idea from maybe, your idea doesn't come from a specific page, but based on the entire chapter, then you can just say, for example, the author's surname, which in this case I used the example of Kruger, 2017. So if you go and put Kruger E or E Kruger, or you go and put according to Edmund Kruger, capacity management refers to whatever, you will be marked down. So as part of Harvard, the basic building blocks is that we put surname and we put page number, surname and year. Now, when it comes to web references, please do not stick the entire URL into in-text. All you need to do, say you were referring to the website of Statistics South Africa, you just say according to the name of the website and then the year, and then it's only in the reference list that you would put the entire URL. The other thing a lot of students make mistakes with is when there's books with more than one author. So if I look at your Business Management 3 textbook, the authors are Renard, Reicher, and Bernarde, and Van Nieuwenhuizen. Okay, so there's 4 authors. So what you would do is, the first time you're referring to the prescribed textbook in your assignment, you have to write out all the author's surname. So you would say, according to Renard, Bernarde, comma, Van Nieuwenhuizen, and then the year of publication on this textbook is 2019. Strategic management refers to whatever. Now, subsequently, when you keep referring to the prescribed textbook in your assignment, then you will use the words et al. Okay, et-al must be spelled correctly. Et al is Latin for and others. So all it does is it prevents you from having to rewrite all the author's names each and every time you refer to the author. So the first time you have to write out all the author's names. In this case, last year's textbook for BMN 2 was Kruger, Rumpel, and Moritz. So you could say in the first line, according to Kruger, Rumpel, and Moritz, and thereafter in the assignment, you could refer to according to Kruger et al. Now, many of you made the error where immediately, the first time you referred to the textbook, you were talking about et al. I would then ring this and say, well, who is the et al? You must write out all the authors the first time you refer to it. Okay, so folks, these are just the basic building blocks and the basics that I will look for when I am marking your work. Please refer to your academic literacy notes for all the details on the Harvard referencing. All I've done here is pointed out the most common and the most obvious referencing errors that I come across. Okay, there's a little bit about the website. Like I said earlier, you can have a read of that. And then let's talk about the reference list. So in-text references come within the body of the assignment, and then the reference list comes at the end. If you leave out in-text and reference list, I don't mark it, or rather I do, but then I basically give you minus 100%. Okay, so when it comes to the reference list, remember this is at the end of the assignment. Please don't use bullet points. So you just go down the page, you leave a paragraph open in between. Don't number the references. And the most important thing, the reference list must be in alphabetical order by surname of the author or name of website. Okay, so this has just been a comprehensive overview of some of the common referencing errors which we pick up. And once again, at NQF level 7 or third year level, I have to be stricter in the way I mark you on your referencing. So please do bear this in mind. Okay, so now we're going to move along and we're going to look at your F1 brief.